And if you're a type of person with the zero patience, good luck to you. Got something new in the mail. This is the Orlandoo OH32 Victor 01 KIT. That's a mouthful name. It is a 132 scale truck. It all of a sudden just popped up on my feed while I was browsing, and it looked very interesting, so I got it. It's a 132 scale. It's from a company called Orlandoo Hunter. It is a Chinese company. I'm very excited to try this. I hear that building this is very challenging, but gives you very rewarding feeling. So in the mail, I got this kit itself for the truck. I got a micro servo. It is a metal servo. I have the ESC, which is for the brushless kit that I purchased. And here's a tiny little brushless motor for this truck. And some grease. And I also got the controller. Comes with the built-in 3-in-1 receiver that also serves as light controller and sound controller. So I'll show you what's in the kit. Alright, got some stickers, some manual, pictures, numbered instructions, both written in English and Chinese. It's got the tires in here with the foams. Nice. They also give you an extra tire for the to hang it in the back of the truck. Yeah, just to show you how big it is. It looks decently detailed. The finish, it's not the best, but I don't know what to expect from a small kit like this, so that's what the body is like. Yeah, everything is lettered, so you can just follow the instruction. It'll tell you, work on kit letter C or whatever the alphabets that you're working on off of. That's the axles. There's little tiny axles. The hardware is super tiny. Yeah, that's it. That was in the box. I don't do build the series. I've never done it before. It's my first time. So I'm gonna start building this kit. Hopefully share some useful information if you're looking to build something like this in the future. Let's open the radio. And more stickers. I believe this is the LED kit and the sound. LED controller board. You do have to solder them on. Here's the radio itself. Yeah, it's a fairly decent size. It's a 4-channel. They have the ESC built into the other one. This is the 3-in-1 because I have a brushless ESC controller separately for this kit. And that's it in this box. Parts reference. Let's see. Okay. Alright, the first kit is the kit A for the axles. Ooh, yeah, these are XVDs on the front. Some bearings, shaft, more bearings, C-hubs, and the axle housing, which is a one plastic kit. Yeah, all the parts are off from the parts tree. Look at all these numbers of hardware that you get. They're all labeled, so just follow the instruction and you don't mix up the bolts and the nuts. It should be fine. So I'm not gonna lie, it's already kind of frustrating because the parts are so small. I mean, I can't even grab this E-clip with my fat fingers, so yeah. Can you imagine if I lose this one E-clip or C-clip? That's it. I don't have extra. See, I just dropped something. I can't even find it. It's so small. Oh my god. The reason I'm freaking out is that, you know, if I, like I said, if I lose one of these parts, I'm gonna have to order one from China, and God knows how long that'll take. And I'm clumsy as hell, so I know for a fact I'm gonna lose one, at least a few stuff. As far as I can tell, it doesn't say anything here to put in the grease for the axles, but we should definitely put in some grease. Yeah, for me, I'm just gonna use the Tamiya grease. Use the Tamiya grease because I have it. So everything about this build so far is proving to be extremely hard. You know, some might laugh at me saying that, wow, you know, I didn't have any hard time building this or whatever. But for me, I find it quite challenging. You know, these bearings, like, you really have to find finesse to get them in there. The one thing I'm kind of aware, like being aware, I just clipped my nail, is that these are all plastic, right? So I don't want to break anything. To kind of give everything a bit of good push, they eventually find their way in. There you go. I got my first axle done. The front axle is done. Super exciting. Just follow the instruction. Pretty self-explanatory. Just execution part is the hard part. Just don't lose any parts, and you'll have a good day. Now I'm working on the tiny lift springs. And I can't even show you how small they are. There is one lift spring that is done. Look how tiny that lift spring is. Alright, so far I have the rear axle done, front axle done, and 4 of the lift springs completed. I don't know if I'm pissed off or I'm just like super annoyed with this build. Like, what the hell? Seriously? It's not going very well. When you're installing these U-bolts, make sure you bend them first, so you'll have an easier time putting them on. Screw them down like this. Took me a long time just to do the axles, but yeah, I mean, they're really sweet. Yeah, I'll continue to build them. So tomorrow I'm gonna probably work on the chassis, put the electronics, and get them ready. And this body, I'm gonna get this one painted later. deciding on what color. Thanks for watching. I'll come back with a new video where I'll continue to build this kit. Yeah, now working on the drive shaft. They do offer optional metal parts that you can purchase. It'll come pre-assembled, so you can just install it. But yeah, I mean the plastic itself is a good quality, so I haven't broken anything, I haven't snapped anything. So far so good. They're just tiny little pieces that you have to connect. It's basically a square with the tabs on them, and you just have to connect these components on top of it. But the problem you'll run into is that this thing moves too much. It keeps spinning when you're trying to put the tabs on. It's gonna keep on spinning on you, right? So one of the trick that I found to be quite useful is just take a Allen key and then shove it behind the moving piece, so it would stop spinning. Put the one tab end in first, and now you just have to push until you hear a click. One drive shaft done. I think this is the shorter one. There are two different variations that you have to create. Yeah, so the shorter one is from your transmission to your transfer case, and you gotta create two of the longer ones. So you need to create 3 sets, and the longer ones will go between the transfer case to your axles. The instruction says, do not use over strength. Please be patient. I tried and I already broke a piece, so luckily they provide you with extra bits, knowing that people will break them. So yeah, they'll have plenty of extra stuff to build the axles, but the drive shafts. But yeah, it's not fun. Well, now I'm building the shocks. It's a lot of fun. Gather your parts. Yeah, so this rod end, I have to insert the rod inserts. To do this, you'll need a needle nose plier. No! Yes! Oh! Slip in the piston. Whoop. Now slip in the spring, and then slip on the rod end. Look at that. Pyong, pyong. That's fun. Now gently grab. I'm gonna edit all of this and make it look super easy, but it took a lot of effort. Oh my god. Yeah, one shock. What the hell? What do you do? What's here? Here it is. Yeah, one shock. Done. I gotta build 3 more. I just did a double take on the manual here because I have to build the steering rod, but actually have to bend the rod myself. So there's a picture provided in the manual. Use that as a reference to mark the rod where you want to bend it. So I probably want to I really don't know what I'm doing. I sort of got it. Yeah, I think they came out alright. Alright, now I'm moving on to making the transfer case. Just gotta look at the parts list, make sure I have all the parts ready to go. Yeah, I'm making good progress. Just got the steering servo and the motor mounted. I got the brushless motor for this. The front axle is pretty much done. Steering link is on. All the shocks are done. So yeah, making good progress. Yeah, I'm gonna paint this body super quick and dirty with the Tamiya primer. Yeah, finally working on the chassis. Just putting everything together now. You know, I gotta say, so far it's been a fun build. Frustrating, yes, very frustrating. But once everything comes together, like, it feels really good. Do I feel a little iffy about all the plastic bits? Like, everything is plastic basically, except for the chassis, a few other pieces, but pretty much all plastic, right? So I don't know how I feel about that right now, but I guess it'll prove itself over time. Look how tiny the entire thing is. But yeah. Everything does go smoothly because, like, I know they paid a lot of attention to the chassis because it's threaded. Okay, by the next time I come back, I should have most of it done. And hopefully I will even have a running video for you. I told you, every step is difficult. Now I get to put on the axles I built. Alright, let's see what do I need? I just want to squeeze that thing a little bit. See if we can roll it a bit. Should have done the trick. Alright, continuing with my build. Just doing some finishing touches really. I got more done yesterday after filming. Already got the ESC on. Built most of the chassis. Yeah, so just more finishing touches, just more detail, scale stuff, finish the body, make sure all the electronics work. That should be it and be done with it. So I mean, once you get the axles, the drive shaft, shocks, all those small things that you have to put together, which is very cumbersome, once those are all done, the rest I find relatively easy, right? Like, just making sure you use cement, put the parts on, yeah, just the model stuff really at that point. So far so good. Oh, it's a small tow hook. If I've seen one, holy moly. Okay, you bent it as instructed. Now, I had just uploaded the first video of this build onto my channel. I didn't intend this build video as like a step-by-step guide because I skipped a lot of steps and didn't record. So I hope you watch this from an entertainment perspective and not something that you're watching to and expect to get step-by-step of this build when I'm doing this. But I'll try my best to share any tips and tricks that I learned as I'm building this for the future builders. I think I might have been a little bit harsh on my first video of this kit. It's a really good kit. So I'm nearing the end of this build. Just got a bunch of stuff still to do. Gotta get the LEDs installed. You know, these are the wires they supply, and I have to cut individual LED strips, and then I have to solder them on and then put them on the body. So it's gonna be a lot of work. I already pre-painted some of the lens covers for the truck, so those are gonna get all cut and then put on right now. And there are a bunch of small things like the wiper blades and doorknobs, gas tank, other trim pieces that I have to put on the truck too. So I'm gonna get that all done, and I'm gonna wire the LEDs up and then install them and probably call it done. Oh yes, and this is the color that I went with the body. Looking to go towards the camel trophy kind of a theme, right? The yellow. Yeah. Alright, now it's time to work on my LED. But before I get to that, yeah, here's where the body is at. Yeah, please don't judge my paint job. You know, like I rushed it. I wanted to get it ready for tomorrow. So yeah, it's a lot of small like scale detail that you have to add to the body, like these tiny door handles and etc. Like those are hard to put in, and super happy with how it turned out given how much time I spent on this. So here we are. For the LED, so there are some useful information. This is the, I guess, the control board. Yeah, as you can see, each, I guess, area that you want to solder your LEDs to have different functions, right? So it has brake lights, turn right, auxiliary headlights, turn left, reverse. Yeah, so all you have to do is basically take these wires and then take each LED strips. This one is red. Probably I'm interested in doing orange and yellow mostly. So yeah, yellow. I think the yellows will be my headlights, turn signals. I think orange for, I don't know what I'm gonna use orange for. Brake lights is the red. So you have to individually take the LEDs out from this Whoa, you see that? Two just popped out. Here's a tiny, tiny LED. Tiny, tiny LED. It's actually marked, so it indicates that the green pointing down is the negative and up is the positive. I guess the things that I'm thinking about while I'm getting ready to solder is, how long do I want these wires to be, right? Where am I gonna put this? The body's so small that you don't need long wires, but you're gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13. Wow, I need a lot of wires. I'm gonna strip them. I'll come back once I'm ready. Just covering some of the exposed wires. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna tell me, hey, you're doing this the wrong way, and I'm pretty sure you are right. So comment below if I'm doing this completely wrong. It's my first time soldering LEDs, so
2,000 years later.
that thing is so.
Yeah. Step across there. Well,